Hi there, Diane Evans here with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me on my YouTube channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you have joined me. Make sure that you do subscribe. Hit the, there's a dragonfly just down below in the video itself. Or hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when I upload videos. Now, if you're an impatient type and you'd like to know when I upload those videos and when I go live, hit the bell and you'll get notified immediately. All right, so today what I wanted to do was actually bring back something from the annual catalog. This is such a beautiful set. I hope it never retires, but it's one of those ones that it just could. So I thought this was a perfect one for me to use today. I've been chosen to be on the Festive Friday Festive Friday designer team. And this is where we put out a challenge every 2 weeks. So I thought this one I could incorporate quite a few of the bits of the challenge. For Festive Friday, you're to pick 3 elements from the list. And I'll show you the card that I made, and then I'll show you the elements. So this is the card that we're making today, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Some of the elements on here are stripes, epoxy embellishments, twine, clouds, and also paper piecing. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make this card, and I'll show you how those elements go on there. All right, so here's my card stock. I'm using mint macaron. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So let's go in with our bone folder and make sure that we've got a really good crease on there. I'm using some basic white. That's going to be my first layer. And I'm going to have to use my glue. I don't know why. I think when it gets down to the bottom of it, it just basically, there we go. We've got it started. I always start it, but then I start it 2 or 3 hours before I actually do the video, and then that doesn't make any sense. Note to self, make sure I do it right before. All right, so we're just going to layer this down onto the cardstock. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4. I will be providing a link below to my blog. And I always provide that link because I put the measurements on my blog for easy reference. Now, this striped paper, this is number 1 of the elements, is from the hand penned Designer Series paper. Such pretty paper, and now you're going to see how versatile it really can be. So like I say, this is one of the elements. This is stripes. Let's just put that there. And then I have another piece of basic white, and this is the second largest scallop circle from the scallop contour dies. And I'm going to actually be stamping on there. I have another piece of this Designer Series paper, which I'm going to stamp this one out, fussy cut. I also have this that I'm going to use for the little girl's dress. And then I have this piece here, and this one happens to be 2.5 by 4 inches. Really not a necessary piece. And you know what I should have done was put my twine on before I put this on. What am I going to do? How am I going to fix that? I'm going to put this one on right now. I should have put that twine on. Maybe this one's not going to have the twine. Let's just put that in the corner. So this one will have the twine on it. I'm not going to use the twine on this. I think what I might do is I might just throw maybe even a twine bow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. All right, so this is a cling rubber stamp, so it's really kind of nice. I don't have to put anything behind it. I'm coming in with my Memento ink because we're going to be using some Stampin' Blends. Let's just go and position this in such a spot. So now that we've got this out, we might as well finish doing the rest of our stamping. So I'm just going to go in and stamp the lady's dress. So I'm just coming in with that. So And then also, we're going to do the little girl's dress. And I'm going to do that with that beautiful Blushing Bride dress. So this is paper piecing is what I'm doing here. So let's go in and use our snips. And this is just easy fussy cutting. You're just going to, when you fussy cut, the easiest thing to do is to move the paper. Don't move the scissors, because you're going to find that's why most people do not like fussy cutting, because it's so hard. Because if you go around to go like this, it's very difficult. Plus also this makes it go so smooth. All right, so we have our lady's dress cut out. And let's cut out the little girls as well. And I went, oh shoot, I wanted to actually, you know, I think what I want to do is I think I'm going to change this up a bit. See, I could do, see how on this one I use this particular designer series paper. On this, I think I'm going to go ahead on this card. I'm going to use the striped dress as well. Doing a few changes to it, right? And you notice I'm cutting off the arms off of this part here. There we go. And now all we're going to do is just glue this onto this piece here. But before we do that, one other element were clouds. Now, I made this thing here. It's a template, and I made these clouds actually out of the Majestic Mountain. They had some clouds there. So I'm just coming in with my pool party. And you know what? I think I actually did that in not pool party, but Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to go ahead and let's just sponge on the clouds. Now, I don't want that part of the lady to get sponged, so just going to go around it. And you can go different amounts that you can make it so it's a lot lighter on certain clouds. And that's how easy it really is to make clouds. And sometimes by going over it and layering it on there, like so. And let's just go here. And I think I'm going to bring down this sponging down a little bit more. And let's go in and just do, when I have a bit more of a thing right there. And something right here as well. All right, so now then, at this point, we can turn around and just put our dresses on them. There we go. And then we can go ahead and put the little girl's dress on. I could have actually turned this part over and done this opposite side on this dress here. All right, and I'm just going to add a bit more blue down here. All right, now there's also in this particular stamp set, there's these really neat seagulls. So I'm going to go in with my Memento and put the seagulls on. I want to make sure that I've got them going in the right direction. There we go. And another thing I think I'll put on here is I'm going to put flowers down below. And while I've got this out, I might as well grab a piece of scrap white, and I'm just going to stamp the sentiment as well. We're just going to fussy cut that out, so that should be all good. So I think we've got most of the stamping done. So now what we need to do is we need to do some coloring with the Stampin' Blends. So very easy. Just going to bring in some colors that I've got here. I'm going to use, not only am I using the ivory for the skin tone, and where's my ivory? I think it's this one. I'm going to just go in and I'm going to put a tiny bit of ivory on here. And I'm also mixing it. I find one of the better colors that we have that goes to the skin tone is your petal pink. So just go ahead and put some of that on there. And I'm using the light petal pink, and then I'll go back in and I'll use a tiny bit of ivory with it. I'm going with a really, really light hand on this. You can get different intensities with your blends by whether or not if you press with a light or a dark hand. Now, I'm going to also, let's see, is this the light? I'm going to color her hair. She's going to be, we're going to go in with some highlights here. Whoops, I need to use the other end. We just go in like this. And then just back in a tiny bit of the light. And you notice that I don't go completely, I don't cover everything completely. And the reason I don't do that is because it kind of gives you a better look with different types of the colors. So I'm going back in with my light, and we'll just color the sand a bit. There. And then I think I've also got some yellow. Let's go in with, this will be the So Saffron, and I'm going to color the little girl's hair. Just get a bit of a highlight in there. And then just go back in with the light again. Oops, we need to use this other end here. Just like so. All right. Then I'm going to just, with the mint macaron, and then I'm just coming in with a very, and I'm going to use Highland Heather, I think, on my flowers here. And I don't know if my light is going to be, yeah, I think I'll go in with the dark. There we go. So here we've got some coloring in there. We've got some paper piecing. We've got our clouds in there. Now the other thing that I need to do is I need to put this on here, and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. I think that'll be one of the best ways to put that on. Just sort of putting these in such a spot, and one in the middle so it doesn't dip down. Come in with my, I use my take your pick tool to take these off. I find, plus it keeps them in all one spot so that I don't have to pick them up all off the floor. Not saying that nothing gets on the floor, that's for sure. All right, so like I say, normally on this particular one, I did put the twine on, but we're not going to have the twine on that particular one. And then let me just quickly go in and fussy cut this part. And I think I'm even going to sponge this a tiny bit with the blue. See how I'm just moving the paper? I know that was on a tag, but it was a scrap tag. And then let's just go like that. We'll come back in with my blue. And we'll put some dimensionals. And I'm going to use the little dimensionals this particular time, because then I can get right to the outer parts there. And one in the middle as well. So even with this card, with the different variations, I now have at least 3 of the elements, which are the clouds, the paper piecing, and the stripes. And then I'm just going to come in with some, let's see, I'm just coming in. Okay, these are the epoxy ones. And I thought, you know, this, I'm just going to add this element. These ones, I think I'll just do the circles on. One there, and we'll just put one more up here. One here. There we go. All right, so there's my card, and that is for the Festive Fridays. I hope you like that. It just shows how you can be inspired by doing a card. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Also, if you have any comments or any questions, by all means, I'll answer those questions. Another thing is, make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you do live in Canada and you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. This is my host code that's going on right now. Also, I have a very generous reward program, but also for anybody that puts in an order, I give away tutorials. So if there's, you know, like I say, lots of different things for demonstrators all across customers all across Canada. So please make sure that you join us in our Festive Fridays. We'd love to have you enter your card or your project in there. So have a great day, and bye for now.